Hello, everyone. My guest today is James Kennedy. He is the founder and CEO of a company called ProcurementExpress, which is helping make company spending more efficient and faster. James, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Let's
All
go,
right.
Nathan.
Yeah, so where are you based this morning?
I'm speaking to you from a sheep farming town 200 kilometers from the nearest coffee machine in rural South Africa.
I would die. I wouldn't. A coffee machine 200 miles away, I wouldn't survive.
Well, that's the one thing I have. In fairness, we invested in a very good coffee machine here because there's none other available. And that was my requirement. When my wife wanted me to move here, I said, if you get me a really, really good coffee machine, I'll do it.
Why'd she want you to move there?
I tell people we moved here to start breeding. So we started having our first kid here 5 years ago. Max, he's almost 5 now. And
you're talking like a child, not like sheep breeding.
That's correct. Yeah. But when you move to a sheep farming town, you pick up the vernacular of the locals, right? So I know a lot more about sheep farming than I did when I got here. I'll tell you that much. And anyways, we came here because we've always been, digital nomads, if you like, for the last 10, 15 years. And when it came to settle down, we just wanted to be near family, but can't have a world-class business, even from a small town like this. And that's what we're doing.
So is that like kind of Cape Town area?
So no, we're outside Port Elizabeth. It's in a place called the Karoo, which is technically a desert. But yeah.
Okay, let's jump into the company. So ProcurementExpress, tell me what the company does and how you make money.
Sure. So what we do is we help people spend their own money better. It's the easiest way to describe it is a replacement for an order book. Have you ever seen an order book where you need to buy something on the company dime? You fill out the order book and you give it to your boss. He signs it or she signs it, hopefully, and then you use that when you're sending it out to the vendors. So the finance department knows who's spending what. And we've got an app that replaces that. So instead of having to use an order book, if you're on a construction site or you're a facilities manager, you need to buy a bucket of paint or 100 yards of cement or whatever, you can do it all from your phone and still the company can know who's spending what and why. And
it's a SaaS model?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. So give me a sense of what the average customer might pay per month.
Average is about $200 per month.
Okay. So kind of small business, maybe touching mid-market a little bit.
Correct. Yeah. Between 1 and 50 million in turnover is our typical customer.
Okay. And when did you launch the company? What year?
4 years ago.
Okay. So that would have been 2014?
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
And besides wanting to breed more, get me inside your head. I mean, where were you at that point in life? Did you just leave corporate or what?
So no, I've been out of corporate for a long time. Like I've been a digital nomad. I've been running online businesses. Making red wine and steak money, as I described it. When I got a kid, I realized, hold on, I got to grow up. So we needed a business which had legs. So I specifically set around looking for something that could be, much more than that. I saw Jason Cohen give an amazing talk 2013 in Las Vegas about the attributes of an ideal bootstrap SaaS business. And I took that model and I looked around for something that fitted that, So Jason advocated you need to be, selling B2B for starters, ideally into the finance team, hitting a recurring pain, not be an emergency service, all these things. And when my partner, Richard, came up with the actual idea, I realized, hold on, purchase order management actually fits all of that. That's exactly what we need. It's a big market. And we deliver a lot of value. So that the rest is history. That's what we went for.
Okay. So it's 2014. And then, what have you scaled up to today in terms of customers?
Just over 250 customers.
Okay, great. And I want to get the story of kind of how you got the first one. But first, that puts you somewhere at around 50 grand a month if everyone's paying about $200 a month. Is that generally accurate?
Yeah, 65. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, good. So a little higher than a $200 ARPU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And walk me through that first customer. How'd you close them?
So the first 2 customers were pre-sales, right? So like I said, my partner Rich, he ran an IT support business in Dublin, and 2 people called him in the same week looking for the same thing, which was an online purchase order management system. He Googled, thankfully not very well, and could not find one. So he said to me, "Hey, do you want to pre-sell this to these 2 customers, which were UNICEF and Clarins, a cosmetics brand in Ireland?" And that gave us enough to verify that there was a market. And then after that, there was a long period of no sales. So we actually started off with 3 partners, but one of those partners gave up on us before we got to our next customer.
They were all paying, right? Or they were all trials?
They're all paying. So we charged them like a couple of grand each say, if we build this, will you buy it? And they gave us the money, a down payment. That gave us enough confidence just to say, okay.
What did you tell them? You said, hey, we'll get it to you in 2 months or what?
Yeah, 2 or 3 months, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them pulled out.
One of our partners pulled out before we actually got to our real first customer, our non-warm customer, if you like. So there were 3 partners in the business. But like in your first 3 months, when you're toiling away, nothing but bugs and, customer issues and requests, it's a long 3 months. And generally speaking, I was doing the sales. So I was sort of pitching people on the business. I would get them to do a demo. I would show them the product, and then it would be woefully obvious how many features we were missing in those first 3 months. And it was like a continuous cycle of, slamming up against the wall, trying to see if anyone was interested. But the good news is in that 3 months, we really understood, it was a great customer development experience. So I talked to hundreds of CFOs, of operations managers. And, after about after we got our first, thankfully we got one really good big customer early on called Holloman Corporation based out in Texas. They cut us a check for $20,000, which I didn't believe was even possible at the time.
What were they paying for? They were pre-selling like a year or what?
They bought for the year. It was this typical thing. I was pretty wet behind the ears. Like I would say, they said, hey, James, I really like your product, but the problem is, we have 10 sites and you only support one site at a time, and I was like, well, I guess you could buy 10 licenses. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. Let's do that. I didn't even know that was possible, but they were like, sure, yeah, that's great. And we demonstrated, what we do was good, did exactly what they needed. They liked the way we worked. They were willing to work with us on the early features and what we were missing.
Yep.
And they gave us that first, decent sized check, if you like.
That's
and
good.
That really got us. So we're totally bootstrapped. So that helped us get along.
You're still bootstrapped even today?
We did a small round, 300,000 2 years ago, I think.
Okay. And who was that from? Like, did you put any of that money in, or it was from angels?
It's from angels, friends, and family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then diving into some of the economics, I mean, obviously you're about $65,000 today in terms of monthly recurring revenue. What were you at 12 months ago? What's your growth rate?
We've about doubled in the last year.
Okay. So call it, $33,000 in December 2016, and now you're north of 65.
Territory, yeah.
That's great. Okay, good. And what about economics wise? So when you're bringing on these new customers, what are you paying on average? What's your fully weighted CAC?
Well, we aim at $800.
Okay.
And obviously it all depends on the channel.
Why is that your aim?
Because that's just, if you go back to Jason's talk, 2013 MicroConf, and, Jason Cohen, he says, listen, this is the model. It's all very well known. You pay $40 per lead. You convert between 10 and 20, 1 in 10, 1 in 20 of those. That'll give you, between $400 and $800 in a sort of CAC. And then that's, should be around, 3 to 6 months. It was his aim worth of sort of payments, payback time. And that's what you aim for. So a lot of those numbers are out there, well known, well understood. And we don't try to innovate that much on price, because why bother? Everyone
there's
knows.
a difference between knowing the numbers and actually building a real business around the numbers, right? Those are not easy. Otherwise, everyone would have a successful company.
Well, the big thing is your conversion rate. Do you convert 1 in 20 or 1 in 100, right? So that's where it all falls down.
Well, and that's assuming a freemium model, right? Like in terms of the leads and how many leads you need to convert, right?
Well, I was actually referring to, let's say trial to paid. So, they sign up as a trial. You're right. There's both stages of the funnel, but they're the unknown numbers, But like, if you're, that's what I was looking at the very start. Like, was I at least getting one demo with someone, from, 1 in every 20 customers, would they at least do a demo with me? And if they did a demo, even if our product wasn't right yet, it taught me, okay, the good thing about our product is no one does a demo of a purchase order management system for fun. Yeah. So if they were doing it, there was some value there. It's just a question we had to close the gap about what we did and what they were looking for.
And what's the conversion rate today from kind of lead or demo to closed account?
It's 1 in 20. That's what we.
So you need to do about 20 demos to close one new customer?
More or less, yeah. And now those figures are obviously all blended across channels. So
of course.
It radically changed. Like a referral customer is going to be a lot different to a Facebook lead, to, some other sort of a paid ad.
Which one's more valuable, Facebook or referral?
Referral, of course, yeah.
So that might look like you only need 5 referrals for one new customer. Facebook might be 30 leads from paid spend to get one new customer.
Yeah, yeah, and of course referrals are free, right? You never pay for that customer in the first place
You don't
because
pay
it's
a
just a
kickback
referral.
to affiliates?
We do have we treat that separately. We have a quite extensive partner network, and we do pay up to 30 to 40% kickback, depending on. But that's a kind of we look at that differently.
Every month or just on the first month?
The lifetime value of the contract.
Oh,
So as
wow.
long as that, yeah, yeah. So and that's been a very powerful way for us to kind of step change the size of deals we get into. So we deal with it might be a customer who's selling maybe, it might be a large Microsoft reseller that might be selling SAP Business One. There might be some of these other products, and we fit in quite nicely with that. And it helps us to sort of get into customers we could never get into ourselves.
Yeah, but you're paying 30% per month in perpetuity as long as the customer's active, not like just the first year.
Sure.
Okay,
But
interesting.
I'm a piece with that because that's part of my model, right? 30% is the cost of acquiring a customer, and I'm happy with that. And if I can keep on acquiring customers at that rate, that's fine. I have no problem. I know marketers and salespeople need to get paid, and so do I. So, and there's a lot of work in there, right? Getting the customer. So
Yeah, sure, but the work that the referral partner is doing really is heavy loaded to the front end. I mean, if you're able, because your product is so sticky, to keep them past a year, I mean, I doubt those referral partners talk to customers they help you close 12 months prior.
Well, that is true for traditional products, but not for SaaS, because all of the value in SaaS is in the upsell and the cross sell. So you've got to maintain that customer over time. You've got to make sure that they're looked after, and that's where partners really do.
How do
Because what they're
partners look
doing
after them?
well, because like it's typically you go in as a consultant, right? You don't go in there to hawk some software. You go in there to solve the procurement piece of challenges that are going on, or maybe there's an issue with fraud, or people go in with a sort of a business consultancy attitude.
Got it. These are consultants, not like affiliates just trying to sell the next product launch.
Correct. Absolutely.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. All right, very good. And then what's your team size today?
We're over 20 people.
Okay, 20 folks, all there in your town?
14 here, and then a bunch in. We have an office in Karachi and Pakistan and Dublin as well.
Pakistan and Dublin. Is Pakistan mainly development?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Product management.
Very good. What about churn? Tell me about your churn.
So our churn for the last 4 months has been in the order of 2%.
Okay. That's logo or revenue churn?
That's logo.
Okay, and gross or net?
That's gross. That's what do you mean? What's the gross? Net it's net. So it's the difference between the number of customers. Yeah.
So net would be you're including any new customers you added that month as well.
Yeah. Actually, no, that's incorrect. So it's gross. So what we're talking about is total number of customers to churn divided by our total number of customers is 1 to 2%.
Got it. Okay, good. That's gross logo churn. Now, do you have kind of your upsell method working so effectively that you've hit net negative revenue churn, or you're still working to get there?
We have been there at different phases, and it changes. So recently that's fallen off a little bit, but yeah.
So at 2% logo churn, I mean, you could do just the simple math way and assume people are going to stick with you for about 50 months. And if 260 is your ARPU, you can kind of back into an LTV of 13 grand. Is that the general math you use, or do you edit that anyway?
We put it at about 13 US is about correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. And then, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Where do you think the next phase of growth comes from you? Is it, additional product lines to upsell current customers to larger plans, or is it just getting more volume of new people in the top of the funnel?
Well, definitely all areas of the funnel, like for our first user experience probably is still an opportunity for us. And, I heard an expression recently, which I really like, which is amateur marketers focus on the top of the funnel, but the pros focus on the bottom. So we are putting more effort and resources into the bottom, as well as working with our partner network, which is, another way of scaling up. If
Intuit Brad Smith came to you today and offered you $3 million to sell the company, would you sell?
No, of course not. But I think Intuit are a great example of the type of, they're a great example of types of company that, like us, that serve SMBs, kind of look up to, for sure, because of their partner strategy. They've grown mostly through partners.
Why do you say of course not, though, to 3 million? I mean, that's like almost 3x your ARR.
Well, because I see where we're going, and I see the potential in what we're doing.
You think you'll double this year again?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's wrap up here, James, with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite book is the Checklist Manifesto.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Rob Walling.
Yeah, that's a good one. Drip. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your business besides your own?
Segment.com.
Yep. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Last night, 8.
Okay, and what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
Married and 2 kids.
2 kiddos, good. And are they sheep farmers yet or no?
They may go that way, but not yet.
All right, and how old are you, James? All right, last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Set bigger goals. Whatever you go for, you'd be surprised how easily or that you do get there. Maybe it just takes a bit longer than you thought.
Careful what you wish for. You just might get it. So you might as well wish for a lot. Founded his company, again, Procurement Express back in 2014. Now 20 people based between Africa, Pakistan, Dublin, again, making and helping you spend your money more effectively, more efficiently, tracking all kinds of stuff built in to make that a smooth process. 250 customers closed to date, doing about 33 grand per month 12 months ago. Now at well north of double that at 65 grand per month, 2% gross logo churn per month, getting paid back in about 4 months. They're spending up to $800 to acquire a new customer that pays $260 a month. Healthy economics. James, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thanks, buddy.